Everybody, we're gonna do another review and something new. This is The World Below, issue number one by Dark Horse Comics by Pal Chadwick and Ron Randall. I believe Ron Randall, and I could be wrong, is doing the comic Trekker, who is now Trekker, Trekker, Trekker. And Trekker is a very popular science fiction comic. Right now, it's doing on a Kickstarter, I believe. Look it up, Trekker. Anyway, I just picked this up because I was curious what this is. It reminds me of, those old science fiction movies from the 60s, 20,000 miles below Earth, something like that. Or there are many, many movies from that time period that has that, science fiction element. And I thought, you know what, maybe it's cool. But then I read it and I want to talk about it, but it seems, before we dive into, in this comic, and I had to look it up because it's not explained in this comic, that 15 years ago there was some kind of a hole in rural Washington, and then some kind of a flying machine emerged from that hole, and a guy called Charles Hoy found it. He found it that it wasn't built by existing human technology, and Hoy made a fortune selling that technology into the modern world. But then a decade later, Hoy hires a team of adventurers to go back and get more of that because, well, there's other companies that has acquired that technology, like Microsoft, and then they are, copying that technology and make a fortune of it. So and this is where it begins. And I like this part that's gone from black and white into color, like it's one piece. Love that. So this is in the now, but we go back into the past a little bit. So the group of adventurers are coming to a certain place, and the benefactor has all the equipment already because they made a pact. And they gave them the equipment to go below the earth. Somehow they found the hole. They built something around it, and this is what they see with drones and their own technology and camcorders. If they and model airplanes, they go down and they pick all these images up, and they want to retrieve all these strange wonders and technology. And first first of all, I like the muted colors. I also like, the muted colors, the flat colors. I mean, I also love the art. The art is very nice to look at. But I have some problems with it. The problem is more like the pacing. We go back and forth in time a little bit. They're going to explain who these characters are, how it went with the technology, and that they had to, dig more to in that hole to get more technology, but they don't know where to find it. They never been there themselves, so this is more like an expedition. And also we see here the flashback that this guy wants to have a group of people with military experience, but that's not what this the benefactor wants. And he says, well, you get these people, and these people are you have a doctor, you have one with technical skills, etc., etc. And he says, I want to have them more weapons training, much more. And he says, you'll have it. The pacing is a little bit off. Also, there's some things going on. I mean, they have some objectives. They also have training, and the leader, this guy, I don't know his name, but he says, Susan, what the hell did I tell you about securing your weapon? And then, that's a little bit how it's going on. These people are untrained, and they are going to this fantastic world below, and they set him on some kind of an expedition, and also some backgrounds of these characters, how they came to be, and they have a fascination of science fiction, wonders of the world, if you will. And then we have also these crazy creatures. Now, the complaint that I have is not much of the art, but it's more like it feels that this is not on Earth, if you know what I mean. These creatures are a little bit too fantastic. Not only that, the creatures are so well, let's say there's a lot of things that is grounded in reality, but at the same time, these creatures and the world surrounding them, it's more like things that you have made up from your imagination. Instead of, okay, if you are imagining something alien, well, for instance, Alien, the movie, right? Aliens. That could happen in real life, and some critters out of space. But these creatures are a little bit too made up for my taste. Also, these flying creatures that, I don't know. I mean, he shoots at them and he wasted a clip of ammunition, and then the leader, takes him in a hold and says, "You're gonna listen to me or else." And they are gonna camp here. But like I said, there's some really fantastic looking creatures. I mean, these balloon gas thingy, I get, but a lot of other crazy things that going on. For instance, like this thing here, that's the technology. They have to hunt for it, and these things on the ground, and also these flying creatures. I mean, it looks like a mechanical, I don't know, something, some part of a motor, or an engine. It just looks weird. So they're being chased by these creatures because they are making a lot of noise, and these creatures don't like them. They are attacking the crew, and the crew is falling down, and they are defending themselves. And then it seems that creatures are getting way more aggressive, but not, like dangerous. I mean, they don't have teeth, they don't have eyes or something that looks like eyes. They are presenting, the comic presents itself that this is actually something that you have to be careful with, or how do you say, that you are in danger. But it feels like not, because these creatures are not looking very menacing. And they're also getting saved by one of the companions that, drag the net from his motorcycle. And then we have these balloon creatures. And then they are basically rounding these flying birds thingy creatures up. And they store them because they want to research them. I don't know, it's just feels weird. And then they continue how do you say, their journey into, below the earth. Like I said, there's some weird things going on here. I can not really explain it, but as you can see, for instance, I cannot find it very quickly, but they are driving through the scenery, and this, like I see, even these creatures, it feels too much made up, if you know what I mean. So is it a good comic? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a good comic or a bad comic, but the pacing is way off. The art is good, but the story doesn't pull me in, because I have to find the reason why this is all happening onto the website of Dark Horse. Because in this comic, it doesn't get explained. There is a whole 15 years ago, there is a flying machine that they are scavenging it for technology. Yeah, you see it here a little bit, but the narrative doesn't give me away that what's happened before. It's just, okay, we scrapped it for parts. Microsoft is catching up now. Now we have to go back to the underground, or to world below, well below, to get more technology so that other people get rich. And this is some kind of an extraction team, if you will. I don't know. I have no idea. There's only 4 issues. There's also another volume with 4 issues. I see where this is going, if it is worth it or reviewing. But as far it doesn't do it for me, it feels a little bit off. Like there should be way more world building, if you know what I mean. Like I said, the art is cool. The creatures in the world doesn't do it for me. But maybe I'm getting surprised. I'm not sure. So for now, not worth it. But let's see what happens into the next issue. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Just give me a like. Subscribe to my channel. And if you know this comic or you are familiar with it, just leave something in the comment section. And then I see you next time. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.